Stefanski getting fired watch, and that watch is getting hotter by the minute. And we're also on Shedeur Sanders watch, and we had a game today. We had a game against the Jets that on paper going in should have been a dub, and it wasn't. The Hawaiian Leprechaun threw some balls into the dirt. Stefanski can't get his boys corralled, and he also delivered us a message after the game.
What just happened in Cleveland? Kevin Stefanski basically told Jimmy Haslam, "Nope, not today," and refused to play Shedeur Sanders against the Jets. The locker room's on fire, fans are losing their minds, and it's starting to look like the Browns are starring in their own soap opera. Days of our quarterbacks. Was this gutsy coaching or career suicide? Grab your popcorn because Cleveland drama just hit a whole new level of chaos.
If you give up Shedeur, and if you're Stefanski, you are very upset at that development because Shedeur is essentially, he could be his get-out-of-jail-free card when it's all said and done.
Oh, I don't even think Kevin thinks like that. I think Kevin would rather get fired than play Shedeur at this point. That's the way it feels. I'm not saying that's definitively what it is, but I'm not doing charity work here. I'm not doing charity work for Shedeur Sanders, and by the way, he doesn't need it, and I'm sure as hell not doing it for the Jets. Make me a real offer. And so for Shedeur, you know, okay, a third and a future fourth, or 2/3. All right, maybe.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. He flat out refused to play Shedeur Sanders against the Jets. And then, as if trying to prove he's secretly auditioning for a job at ESPN Classic, he trotted Dylan Gabriel out there again. Because apparently, watching bad quarterback play on loop is a Cleveland tradition now.
This is actually a fireable loss for Kevin Stefanski. I do. The way it played out, I'm just like, you know what? At this point, fire Stefanski. Put Jim Schwartz, a guy that's been a coach, as the interim. We know he can coach up defense, generally speaking. And start Shedeur Sanders. That's where I'm at. I feel like all roads, unfortunately for Browns fans, is heading towards Deshaun Watson.
It's not even football at this point. It's performance art. Every drive feels like a metaphor for frustration. The crowd's booing, the defense is side-eyeing, and Stefanski standing there with that same calm expression that says, "Everything's fine," while the offense moves slower than dial-up internet.
We got you either mess with G. Bush now or you mess with me later. The referendum this whole season, y'all been running around talking about who ready and who not ready. Is he ready? Can he play? Is he ready? Kevin Stefanski ain't been ready. Your offensive staff, your special teams ain't been ready. And you weren't ready again after 2 weeks against the worst team I've ever seen. The Jets are trash. They are super trash.
You realize the Browns lost the game to a quarterback that completed.
You can feel it in the air. That special kind of Cleveland chaos that starts as disappointment and slowly matures into a citywide existential crisis. The whole thing started when Shedeur made his grand return to practice. The guy looked electric, dancing, throwing missiles, lighting up the field like he never left. You could feel the energy shift. Cameras clicking, players laughing. Even the grass looked greener. For a second, it felt like Cleveland had a pulse again. But then there's Stefanski pretending not to notice. Acting like the quarterback the fans have been begging to see just materialized out of thin air. And he's not sure what the fuss is about. It's like watching someone scroll past a winning lottery ticket. The same city that's endured decades of next-year hope finally snapped. And honestly, who can blame them? Gabriel's stat line looked like someone accidentally leaned on the keyboard. Passing sailing, timing off, pocket awareness evaporated. Meanwhile, Shedeur's standing there on the sideline looking like the solution nobody wants to admit exists. The irony is delicious. Cleveland's been begging for a quarterback who brings life, rhythm, and confidence. They finally get one, and the coach treats him like a ghost haunting the locker room. You can't make it up. The guy who's supposed to fix the offense refuses to use the one player capable of doing it. At this
They want Shedeur, if he is the miracle salve to save the Jets, you come with a 5th-round offer, you're going to get laughed out of the NFL.
Well, that's what Evan needs to hear. Evan Roberts, the guy in the clip, that's what he needs to hear. A 5th-round pick isn't going to be anywhere close to getting it done. It just makes no sense for the Browns. Why would the Browns do that? We're not everyone's minor league farm system.
We're not the Montreal Expos.
That's not what we're doing. We're not your feeder system where you can just pick apart the pieces you like and then we'll make you just a little bit better. It's frustrating. The 5th round pick in return was the frustrating part for myself. Now, why is it you think that Stefanski would rather be fired than play Shedeur?
Because of the entire way.
At this point, it's less strategy and more a slow motion breakup. And fans aren't having it. They've had enough of the trust the process nonsense. It's the same process that's been stuck in beta since 1999. Every Sunday, it's the same story. A few good defensive stops, a flicker of hope. Then a Gabriel overthrow so wide it needs its own zip code. The boos echo louder each week, but Stefanski's poker face doesn't budge. Some people think he's doing this on purpose, that maybe deep down he's daring Haslam to fire him. Because honestly, how else do you explain willingly sending Gabriel out against the Jets again? And yet, Shedeur's right there, throwing perfect spirals in warm-ups, grinning, radiating confidence, and Stefanski's acting like it's bad luck to acknowledge him. If denial were a coaching strategy, Cleveland would be undefeated. You can see the tension brewing. Haslam wants the kid on the field. The fans want the kid on the field. The locker room probably wants the kid on the field. But Stefanski? He's digging in his heels like a man trying to prove a philosophical point. We'll stick with Gabriel, he insists, as if repetition might make it true.
I might not be pounding my fist on the table for Shedeur outright because I don't know that the Ravens game's the one I really want to see him, but like, I'm gonna feel like I know what Dylan Gabriel is. Like, if you can't look good this week, you can't look good, period.
Yeah, I feel like I can't even answer this question because I'm already out on Dylan Gabriel. I feel like Shedeur Sanders should be starting today. I feel like this is a massive missed opportunity to not start Shedeur Sanders, matter of fact, because you had the extended bye week. You had time to prep Shedeur Sanders to play in this game, and you didn't take.
And Gabriel, bless his heart, isn't making this easier. Every drive feels like a TikTok challenge called Guess Where the Ball's Going. The Jets' secondary was catching more accurate passes than Cleveland's receivers. Even the announcers sounded like they were negotiating peace with reality. Because no rational human watches what Gabriel did out there and says, yes, that's our guy. It's like watching a chef burn toast 3 times and decide the problem is the bread. He's the spark the city's been missing. But instead of riding that wave, Stefanski's pretending like confidence is a liability. He's managing this team like he's allergic to fun. There's a rumor floating around that Stefanski won't even say Shedeur's name in meetings anymore. That he refers to him as the rookie or the backup. It's almost cartoonish. Like if Voldemort coached football. Maybe he thinks if he ignores him long enough, the media will move on. Spoiler alert, they won't. Cleveland media is powered by chaos, and this is their Super Bowl. And
with you guys, losing this game and kind of now being behind the 8 ball, I mean, do you stick with Dylan Gabriel after this game, or do you think about making the change?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dylan. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things, but we have to play better as an offense. We have to coach better, all the above.
Easy throws, like I told y'all. He's missing easy throws. Oh my fucking goodness. You giving him what he wants and he's missing the easy throws. He's not an NFL star.
And then there's the conspiracy crowd, whispering about what's really going on. Some say Stefanski's afraid of Dion. That letting Shedeur succeed means inviting the Sanders empire into Cleveland. Others think it's ego. That he doesn't want to admit a 5th-round pick might save his job. Either way, the optics are terrible. The players feel it too. You can see it in their body language. That awkward mix of frustration and disbelief. When your teammates are side-eyeing the sideline mid-game, that's not a good sign. We'll stay the course. We believe in the process. It's coach speak for, I have no idea what's happening, but please stop asking. The worst part? This could have been the redemption arc, the perfect setup. Shedeur returns, steps in against a struggling Jets defense, lights up the field and reignites the season. The script writes itself. But instead, we got Dylan Gabriel versus the inevitable. The only suspense was whether the Browns could punt before halftime. By the 4th quarter, fans weren't even booing anymore. They were...
Everything that we see in the offense is not Dylan Gabriel. Let's be clear. Half of the stuff that you see is the architect's problem. That's Kevin Stefanski. Why you think I'm not killing Tommy Rees? the architect, the person who drew this stuff up, who we can't just create a new offense in the middle of the season. That's another reason he should be fired. And the fact that you handed this off and you the one constructed it is another fireable offense because you did it 2 years in a row. So yeah, is Shedeur gonna have to try to make some plays? Sure. But at the end of the day, somebody gonna have to try to do something.
They were laughing. That's when you know it's bad. When pain turns into stand-up comedy. You could practically hear the collective sigh from Lake Erie. Everyone knows what's coming. The headlines, the speculation, the same cycle Cleveland's been trapped in for years. And it's wild because Shedeur doesn't even need to do anything to own the spotlight. His presence alone shifts the mood. Cleveland finally has a quarterback with charisma, accuracy, and poise. And they're pretending he's invisible. You couldn't script it worse if you tried. Even the NFL memes account probably had to take a water break. Somewhere up in the owner's box, Jimmy Haslam's probably wondering how much longer he can tolerate this circus. The man gives an order, play the kid. And Stefanski just shrugs it off like a suggestion on Yelp. That's not gutsy. That's career suicide in real time. There's stubborn, and then there's I'm building my own downfall stubborn.
I know he was dealing with the back tightness and he missed a practice earlier in the week, and ultimately he still will be the backup quarterback today. But everything about this lined up perfectly, from the changing of the play caller with the bye week to it's the Jets that just traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. Like it was the perfect opportunity to play Shedeur, and they ignored it. And I guess get why they did, because they feel like they've got 9 more of these just to cross the finish line.
And yet Stefanski seems committed to the bit. It's like he's determined to prove that if he's going down, he's taking logic with him. You can almost imagine the inner monologue. If I ignore Shedeur long enough, maybe he'll disappear. Maybe fans will forget. Oh, they won't forget. Browns fans remember everything. They've got decades of receipts, and they're not afraid to use them. What's crazy is how quickly this went from a football story to a full-blown soap opera. Every press conference sounds like a breakup conversation. Every practice clip feels like foreshadowing in a Netflix drama. The offense is lost, the locker room's restless, and the only person who looks composed is the guy not playing. And if you think this tension ends here, think again. The more Gabriel struggles, the louder the chants get. Play Shedeur, echoing through the stadium like a battle cry. Every bad throw adds another crack in Stefanski's armor. The more he resists, the worse it looks. By now, it's not even about talent, it's about pride.
I'm done crashing. Let's actually watch some of these throws, y'all. I gotta talk about some of these throws with y'all, man. This shit was fucking disgusting, y'all. These throws was disgusting. Bro, I'm sorry I'm giving y'all this angle, because this angle don't even do it justice, y'all. He made this 20-yard throw look like it was a fucking 60-yarder, y'all. Meaning he put so much into this throw, y'all. And Jerry Jeudy had to come back for it. Man, I wish I had a different angle, y'all. Bruh, this fucking throw was crazy to me, y'all. I don't know how he got it off. I don't.
Stefanski's trying to prove a point that no one asked for. It's like watching a man insist that VHS tapes are better than streaming. Admirable commitment, sure, but completely insane. And yet there's something poetic about it. Cleveland has always been a city of almosts. Almost wins, almost stars, almost turnarounds. Maybe that's why Shedeur feels so out of place. He's not built for almost, he's built for moments. By the end of that miserable Jets game, you could feel it. The shift, the frustration, the sense that something's about to give. The fans know it, the players feel it, and deep down, even Stefanski knows it. The clock's ticking. You can only ignore a spark for so long before it becomes a fire. Shedeur's time is coming, whether the coach likes it or not. You can sense it in every sideline camera shot, every whispered rumor, every fan tweet demanding change. The Browns can't keep pretending he's not the future, not when the present looks this bleak.
Hold on. Oh my God, let's watch that again. Watch this. Dylan Gabriel, an NFL quarterback, just did. What are we talking about? I swear to you, if Shedeur Sanders doesn't come out in the second half of this football game, yeah, my guy right there, it's time. That was the crazy, that dude's an NFL quarterback. I might just jump ship. I might go all in on Bills Mafia. If Shedeur doesn't play today, it's Bills Mafia. I'm gonna jump through a table and just make it official by the end of the...
And maybe that's the funniest part of all. Cleveland's chaos always finds a way to write its own punchline. The team that's been searching for a quarterback for 2 decades finally has one, and the coach refuses to play him. It's tragic, it's absurd, and it's peak Browns. But one thing's certain. The longer Stefanski resists, the worse it'll get. Because eventually, even he won't be able to deny what everyone else already sees. Shedeur's not the backup. He's the energy this team's been starving for. He's the rhythm that Cleveland forgot it had. It'll be a statement, a declaration that Cleveland's done settling for average, that the future doesn't wait for permission. Until then, we're stuck in the weirdest chapter of Browns history. A coach trying to out-stubborn his own destiny, an owner running out of patience, and a quarterback sitting on the sideline like a superhero trapped in pregame limbo. Cleveland football has always been dramatic, but this is Shakespeare in shoulder pads. Stefanski can pretend not to see it all he wants, but everyone else already does. The fans, the media, the locker room, they've all seen the future.
If the Browns lose this game, will it all come crumbling down? Will this be the last straw that breaks the camel's back and have some of the veterans quit on Cleveland if they can't beat the lowly Jets?
ask that every week. Yeah, that's
you know what?
Part of the
We're gonna keep asking if they keep losing, and the coach does not have any long-term security. But let's start with the quarterback, guys. Coming off a bye week, 2 full weeks to prepare. In theory, this should be the best version of Dillon Gabriel we've seen yet. But G. Bush, do you believe it will be, or am I talking myself into results that probably will not come to fruition?
And it's wearing number 14, waiting for its moment. The only question left is how many losses it'll take before Stefanski finally realizes that the one thing he's been avoiding might just be the only thing that can save him. Because right now, it looks less like strategy and more like a man trying very hard to get fired. And if he keeps this up, mission accomplished. The fans will lose their minds, the cameras will swarm, and Stefanski will suddenly remember what smiling feels like. Because once Shedeur hits that field, it's over. The crowd will roar like they've been waiting their whole lives for this, and the offense will finally look alive again. The same fans who were booing last week will be hugging strangers. Cleveland will feel hope again. That dangerous, beautiful feeling they swore they'd given up on. And when that happens, the entire NFL better buckle up. Because the moment Shedeur gets unleashed, the Browns' chaos finally becomes entertainment, not suffering.